El Salvador, the destination for virtue-signaling U.S. Democrats seeking the thrill of bringing violent criminal illegal aliens back to America. Democrats' El Salvador trip lampooned by Senate GOP group in faux tourism ad. Bienvenidos a El Salvador, right? Home to breathtaking sunsets and gangbanger 𝗪𝗓𝗪𝗓𝗪𝗓, the ad says. What do we got going on here? Yeah, just more ridiculousness from Democrats. They're hanging out in El Salvador instead of taking care of the big budget deficits. Let's watch a quick ad. This is a funny ad. Here we go.
Welcome to El Salvador, home to breathtaking sunsets, world-class...
Oh, looks nice.
...and gangbanger 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪.
So good. So good.
Destination for Democrats seeking the thrill of bringing violent criminal illegal aliens back to America. Come witness Trump derangement syndrome in its purest form. From Chris Van Hollen to Cory Booker. You may even see
Cory Booker.
So what are you waiting for, Senate Democrats? Join your colleagues and step into the rhythm of rescue today.
Almost looks like a legit ad, doesn't it? Oh, that's so good. It's a quick ad. Let's watch that one more time.
Welcome to El Salvador, home to breathtaking sunsets, world-class surf breaks, and gangbanger 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪�ึ El Salvador is the destination for Democrats seeking the thrill of bringing violent criminal illegal aliens back to America.
Such a good ad.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Witness it. First hands. What are those guys doing?
You may even see John Ossoff. So what are you waiting for, Senate Democrats? Join your colleagues and step into the rhythm of rescue today.
National Republican Senatorial Committee, the NRSC, lampooned Maryland Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen's trip to El Salvador. He's been over to El Salvador. No meeting. We don't really know where he is. This is just massive virtue signaling. It's all it is. I mean, Democrats held J6ers in prison for years and years and years with no due process. Now you've got a criminal, illegal alien linked with MS-13 who's known to beat his significant other. But let's go ahead and chase him halfway around the world. Let's go to El Salvador. Let's see, where is he? Not sure where he is. So they made up this ad, and they're making fun of Holland's trip to El Salvador to aid deportee and alleged gang member 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 in an ad Tuesday, while appearing to foreshadow more potential trips from members of the upper chamber's minority party. That did happen. There's like 4 of them right now. Democrats should feel free to make their trip to hang out with MS-13 gangbangers one way. That is funny. Let's make it a one-way trip, boys. Bienvenidos a Salvador, Senate Dems, the NRC said in the state. Oh, it's so good. Lawmakers who have visited El Salvador to aid 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. 5 of them. I mean, this is what they've got. This is literally what they've got. Oh, we got one guy. You allowed 20 million folks across the southern border. 15 million, 20 million. And now you're looking at one? Oh, he's the Maryland husband. He's the father. It's like, yeah, but he's also MS-13 and he's violent. Got a history, got a criminal history. So why are we working to protect this one guy? Because that's all they've got. And we deported him off to El Salvador, and El Salvador had him in the high security prison. 𝗧𝗜𝗏𝗏, I think it's called. Stands for a bunch of stuff. Stands for, this is where criminals should go. We should literally send criminals from the United States there. I think they'd come back with a markedly changed opinion on maybe, the U.S. prison system and how they would enjoy spending some more time in the U.S. prison system versus El Salvador. If you've seen any of the clips of El Salvador, they're taking their prison incarceration of criminals very, very seriously. Pretty wild to see. Home to breathtaking sunsets, world-class surf breaks, and gangbanger 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗔𝗠𝗣𝗪. The narrator goes on to call the country the destination. I did that in the title because it's so true. Why all of a sudden are you running to El Salvador instead of taking care of problems at home? We know what the problems these criminal illegal aliens have caused in the United States. So why all of this virtue signaling? It's all they've got. It's all they've got. I mean, they are working hard to get this one guy. Nobody even really knows where he is. Does anybody care? I do not care. Seriously, I do not care about this guy. I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm being brutally transparent, something that the Democrats are not able to get a hold of no matter what the circumstances. Are you being honest? No. Are you virtue signaling? Of course not. Van Hollen had sought to negotiate the release of Garcia so he could accompany the lawmaker back to Maryland where his family lives. Garcia is a Salvadoran citizen. No crap. Yeah, with a history. Right? With a history. So, come witness Trump derangement syndrome in its purest form, the narrator adds. It's so good. Look at this loser here. This guy is just such a loser. The ad continues. So what are you waiting for, Senate Democrats? Oh, it's so good. We've got Democratic Senator Maxwell Frost. He's got a little interview here with one of the Fox guys.
I don't think we can actually together even confirm that he is being confined somewhere. His status right now, his whereabouts, from what I understand, and hopefully you can help answer that over the next day or so in your trip to El Salvador, is where is 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗪𝗧𝗪?
No one knows where he's at. No one knows if he's alive, if he's in a good health. And this is, again, one of the reasons we came here is to hopefully get this information. You know, his wife is a U.S. citizen. He has kids back at home, right, and they just want to know, where's that at? Where's my husband?
Where's Dad, who's a member of MS-13? Where's Dad, who beats Mom occasionally? Where's Dad? That Dad? Okay. All right. Yep.
And our hope is we can get some of that information for the family. But that's just part of the reason we're here.
And if no one knows if he's currently detained or if he is, in fact, free. Hopefully, again, you while you're in El Salvador. Why, Congressman, are you in El Salvador? You are there for
good question.
A Salvadorian man who was a resident illegally of Maryland. You're a congressman from Florida. Why are you in El Salvador?
What? Why?
We're here because a man who had protected status in Maryland, a Maryland man, union member, worker with a citizen wife and beautiful children, was taken out of his state and out of the United States back over here without due process. And for us, we're here for a couple of reasons. Number one is
due process.
The person in our country deserves due process. And
agreed. 100% agreed. But you know what? I'm done with that guy. He's annoying. Yeah, due process is important. And unfortunately, the Democrats know nothing about it. They know nothing. Nothing. Here's another one closely related. Republicans troll Democrats' El Salvador visits with offer to foot travel bill in exchange for one thing. They want one thing. House Republicans' campaign arm said it would pay if Democrats live streamed their trip. Hey, go down there and live stream your trip and let us know what you find. Knowing damn well El Salvador, this guy's already been turned over. El Salvador's got him. He's not a U.S. citizen. El Salvador is, taking him back. So the U.S. trying to get him back? He's gone. Don't know. And he's not one of ours. He is not legally a U.S. citizen. So that whole thing about due process, yeah, okay, all right. National Republican Congressional Committee made the public offering on Monday, but any takers have to provide real-time video evidence of the visit. Hey, we'll pay for your trip. You got to live stream that bad boy. You got to live stream going wherever it is that you're going and just basically being denied because you're an idiot. You're truly an idiot. You went all the way down to El Salvador to do a bunch of virtue signaling. Where's our Maryland father? Where's our Maryland husband? Where is he might as well be a saint at this point in time, right? He might as well be a saint. So, in spite of the fact that his reputation and, he's not a saint. And if out-of-touch House Democrats are so desperate to cozy up to violent gang members, the least they can do is let Americans watch the show. Oh, I would love that. I would love that. All right, let's watch this guy go down. Let's watch this group of basically out-of-touch, deranged Democrats go to El Salvador and see what they can rustle up. Hey, what kind of excitement can you find down there? Have you found the guy? Nobody knows where he is. We're very concerned. You're concerned about one guy. Who cares? There's 20 million of them in the country. There's lots more to go after. You know what I mean? There's going to be lots more deported. You guys are jumping the gun. You guys need to go down in just big groups of 10, 15, 20, live stream it, and just provide a bunch of, entertainment for us, because you're not going to get anything done. You're in somebody else's backyard now, and they don't give a crap what you think unless Trump tells them to do something else different, right? You got nothing. You're from Florida. Nobody cares. So, folks from Florida, while your congressman is looking at trying to get some dude reclaimed from El Salvador, that's why things aren't happening in your district. So, or whatever it is. We'll pay for the plane tickets, but they just can't forget to smile for the camera while they sell out their constituents. That's what this guy's doing. That's what this loser right here is doing. Just a huge, huge sellout to Florida. You guys voted him in office, and this is what you get. He's running around, down by the equator trying to rustle up some, illegal alien, some criminal illegal alien. Maxine Dexter, Robert Garcia, and Maxwell Frost, all certifiable losers, just losers down in El Salvador. Oh, we're looking around for him. Where is he? Where's Garcia? Progressive Senator Chris Van Hollen was in El Salvador last week, where he met with Abrijo Garcia. He did meet with them. Initially, when he went down, couldn't meet with them, didn't know where he was, met with them, and now he's been moved, right? An illegal immigrant married to an American citizen. I don't really care. Administration says Abrijo Garcia is an MS-13 gang member with a violent history. Okay, you know what? With as many folks as been let into the country illegally, I'm going to roll with that. I'm going to roll with that until I'm told otherwise. Democrats, in contrast, have painted him as a Maryland father and husband wrongfully deported under the Trump administration's sweeping immigration plans. Didn't they also basically paint George Floyd as a martyr? And he was a convicted felon who held a loaded gun up to a pregnant woman's belly. Yeah, and he was he was trying to do the flim-flam with a $20 bill so he could pay for his next dose of fentanyl with his drug dealer when he was restrained and then died from fentanyl overdose. Something like that, right? We know he certainly wasn't choked to death. 4 House Democrats, Representatives Maxwell Frost, Florida, Robert Garcia, California, Arizona, Yasmin Asari, and Maxine Dexter from Oregon are currently in El Salvador. I mean, how embarrassing. Could you imagine having one of these folks that represents you in El Salvador chasing this one guy down who's got a criminal history? Can you imagine that? I mean, what are you doing? In their press release announcing the trip, the group said it was not funded by taxpayer dollars, though it did not say how it was funded. So, did George Soros pay for it? I mean, who paid for this little trip? Who paid for this little junket? Right? Who paid for it? This is just nothing more than virtue signaling. Oh, we've got a father, we've got a husband, and he's been wronged by the Trump. They're trying to get a little leverage. They're trying to get a little wedge in there on the whole deportation thing. And this is the one guy that they've found. Okay, we're going to go with him. And they're all going to go in lockstep. We need him extradited back to the United States. Well, take that up with the president of El Salvador, who takes his his prison enterprise very, very seriously. Now, he's not going to give them up. He's just not going to give them up unless somebody tells him to. Comes amid President Donald Trump's standoff with the courts over his administration's deportation of suspected 𝗧𝗏𝗏 and MS-13 gang members to El Salvador. I say the more the merrier. Send them. Send them. Send them. We'll work it out later. Because you got to make up for the 20 million that have already come into the country, right? So send them. Don't really care. Could care less about these folks, right? Because they've come into our country, they've come into the United States and just wreaked havoc. So if there's some collateral damage and some folks get deported to El Salvador, then kind of out of our hair. That's okay. Democrats and human rights groups argue that the White House is denying due process rights to deported individuals, while supporters say the illegal immigrant hearings and deportation orders are sufficient evidence of due process. Yep, I'm okay with it. Send them out. Supreme Court upheld a lower court's decision earlier this month that ordered the Trump administration to arrange Garcia's return to the U.S. The court ordered the U.S. to facilitate Garcia's release from custody in El Salvador and to ensure that his case is handled as it would have been had he not been improperly sent to El Salvador. Now, the administration is saying it was an administration error that he was sent there. Again, I don't really care. He's gone. Don't really care. Not a legal citizen. Don't really care. Boom, gone. Goodbye. Republicans, meanwhile, are eager to tie Democrats to suspected criminals being deported to an El Salvador president, particularly after border security and immigration proved potent issues for the GOP in the 2024 elections. So, the constituents, are you proud? Are you really proud that, your guy or your gal is down there, trying to get a non-U.S. citizen out of a prison he may not be in because they might have already cut him loose because he's in El Salvador? We don't have any control over that. Plus, we don't really care. He's just out of the U.S. Is he headed on his way back? Yeah, probably. But unless if he breaks in again, if he doesn't come into the U.S. legally, I could see Trump just having a real heartache with that one, right? Trump, however, fiercely defended the deportation in a post on Truth Social and X. He said the Democrats were demanding the return of someone with gang ties and a history of violence while holding a photo allegedly showing Garcia's fist with MS-13 gang signs tattooed onto his knuckles. This is the hand of the man the Democrats feel should be brought back into the United States because he is such a fine and innocent person. He beat up his wife. Member of MS-13. The whole thing, right? Whole thing just reeks of grandstanding. Just virtue signaling grandstanding in its highest order. And you know what? I encourage it. Because it is not moving the needle at all for anybody. Nobody is buying this. Nobody cares. Get to work doing something for your own constituents in your own districts, in your own states. El Salvador, let them work that out. This guy isn't your problem. So just let it go. We'll see what happens. We'll see how things fall out. But this is not going to be the first or the last guy like this who's a criminal illegal alien in the country that's been deported by the Trump administration, because there is work to do. Thousands and thousands and thousands of criminal illegal aliens need to be deported. And Trump ran on a campaign saying he was going to do that. He's doing it. And now the Democrats are trying to find some kind of leverage as to, all right, how can we make the American public see Trump as the bad guy and see us as the saviors? Well, going back to that first ad, bienvenidos, right? Welcome to El Salvador with gangbanger 𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗔𝗠𝗏 Garcia, home to breathtaking sunsets and that guy. I don't know anybody that'd want to be running around, going down to El Salvador, Central America, and trying to get this guy out, because that is a loser cause. That is grandstanding of the highest order, and it's just not going to work. It's just not going to do anything. So if you want to spin your wheels and provide us some entertainment, yeah, let's live stream this bad boy. Live stream your entire experience down there, and we'll just see how it goes. I would love to hear these knuckleheads have a conversation with the president of El Salvador, because he's pretty straightforward. He's just going to tell him, hey, it's going to tell them what the deal is, and they're just going to sit around sucking their thumb going, I don't get it. Back home, everybody respects me. I don't understand what's going on. My grandstanding, it doesn't seem to be working here. Yeah, it's not gonna. All right. That's it for me on this one. So good. Bienvenidos. All right. Thanks for being here. Love to have you subscribe, do all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.